Merseyside Police Chief Inspector Stephen Rice faced a misconduct hearing last week where he was accused of blatant dishonesty and faced 6 individual charges under the Police Conduct Regulations 2012 and 2020. Rice had been a business partner of someone being referred to only as Mr. A for legal reasons. Rice, who worked as a landlord alongside his police career, bought several large rental properties from Mr. A worth over £2 million between 2012 and 2016, partly funded by interest-free unsecured loans from Mr. A. Now, this probably wouldn't have been too much of an issue, but Mr. A financial advisor called Mr. B, and a solicitor called Mr. C were all later charged with large-scale property fraud. In August 2019, Mr. A was seriously injured, and this led to police being in possession of his mobile phone during the investigation. Rice's relationship with Mr. A was uncovered and the vast amount of money that he was in debt to Mr. A for. Rice claimed that he had been singled out, targeted and ostracised by the force, describing the period between 2017 and the present as hellish, and spoke of his anger at being accused of criminal offences, which were later dropped, by the way, and then gross misconduct. The panel were told how Rice was informed that his business partner, Mr. A, was involved with a prominent crime gang. Not the crime gang that is the police, another one called the Ungies. But Rice claims there was nothing to support it and so simply dismissed the tip-off as gossip. Messages on Mr. A's phone revealed a number of meetings with Chief Inspector Rice, including one at Calderstones Park the day before Rice was interviewed under caution on March 28th that year. In that interview, he falsely said he no longer had any contact with Mr. A, although he later claimed he had just forgotten about the meeting that they had the day before. There were messages that suggested they both knew it was inappropriate for them to meet, such as in one text Mr. A asked if he should wear a moustache, hat and gloves, to which Rice replied, "No, I'm wearing a floral dress and blonde wig." However, Rice claimed that this was simple banter between the two. The panel heard this week how in 2016 Chief Inspector Rice brought an annex at the back of a large Victorian property on Linnet Lane in Egbert for £570,000 from Mr. A. However, in early 2017, Rice received a phone call from a woman based in the Middle East who said her name was Bella. James Berry, representing Merseyside Police, said she was representing a Saudi property developer who had bought the whole of Linnet Lane, including the annex. She thinks there has been fraud that you are involved in, and she is going to contact the City of London Police. The panel heard that Chief Inspector Rice checked the land registry and realised the property was not actually in his name, despite the fact that he had obtained the mortgage from Lloyds Bank and agreed to borrow £180,000 from Mr. A to cover the deposit. That must have been painful to find out. James Berry said that this must have been shocking to you. It is not every day that you, a senior police officer, are accused of a criminal offence. Really? I beg to differ there. He said, but you reported none of this to Merseyside Police. Berry also pointed out that Rice had also been messaging a woman referred to as Miss D, who was connected to Mr. A and who had told him that Mr. A had been doing dodgy deals with the Saudis in relation to a number of properties. But Chief Inspector Rice, being a police officer, and we all know police are never wrong, is said to have simply dismissed the claim, saying that he felt he could trust Mr. A. Now, along with all that, Chief Inspector Rice also denied that he had searched police intelligence databases for a convicted drug dealer called Desmond Bayliss in 2016 due to concerns over his relationship with Mr. A, although he said he could not remember the policing purpose of the search. He denied paying a company called UK Essays £3,300 for a dissertation when doing a master's degree at Liverpool Hope University in 2015, claiming he did not get on with his tutor and was simply paying for guidance and tutorship due to lack of support. And he denied attempting to mislead detectives about a text suggesting Mr. A or Mr. C were running with the Ungies, a reference to the prominent organised crime group I mentioned earlier. James Berry told the hearing Chief Inspector Rice is like Icarus. He has flown rather too close to the sun in terms of very attractive seeming property deals from which he could become fantastically well off and forgetting his role as a police officer. Regrettable as it is, these are the facts. And the Misconduct panel has adjourned the hearing to consider their opinion on whether the breaches had been proven on the balance of probabilities. When they reconvene, they will decide whether that is the case of whether Chief Inspector Rice should face immediate dismissal. I will, of course, when I find out, bring that outcome to you.